Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with a much anticipated video. And I say that with all of the sarcasm in the world, because OCTAGRAM RIMURU is finally a thing, and we have obtained him, and we are about to see if he was worth the long-ass wait that it took to get him. Our first OCTAGRAM protector, he only leads the OCTAGRAM category, but, I mean, well, kinda. So he gives everybody 14%, up to 15 or something, or 20, I don't know, I don't remember what it is. But he does give stats to everybody, and then he gives additional stats if you're on the OCTAGRAM Bazaar Force, which obviously only includes characters from the OCTAGRAM Bazaar. So everybody else in the game will get the 14% that we have right here. And then if they're an OCTAGRAM Bazaar, they'll get 29% attack and defense. And then if he's in the support, he only buffs the OCTAGRAM Bazaar units. So he's only good for a stat stick in that specific scenario if you happen to be running a bunch of OCTAGRAM Bazaar units, which may or may not work that well together. But what does he do? He increases all your attack by 8% forever. So he is a stacking protector, technically. He then heals everybody by 30% of their max HP and gives you 30 skill points. So he stacks your attack, he heals you, and he instantly gives you skill points, kind of like how Toa or the new Frey does. This is not a skill cap increase, so it's not like Diablo where it's going up by 30, 60, 90, and so forth on your whole entire skill cap, allowing you to store extra points. That is not how he works. He just immediately gives you skill points so you can have extra points to use at the time. Now, the whole reason stacking protectors work so well is because they have ways to alleviate the cost of their skills that would allow them to stack, right? All the traditional like blue stackings, they give 100, 500% skill point gain to blues. They're blue-focused teams. Dark Veldora resets skill costs, so it, I intentionally keeps your skill points or skill costs low. But Rimuru, he can stack your attack and heal you, which is good for a long fight. But eventually, your orb changes are going to start costing a pretty penny, and 30 points isn't really going to cover that, because after a while, your orb changes are 100 points, and you only have 100 points to play with. 130, maybe 160, but if you have two skill orb changes that are, 100 points apiece, I guess you're kind of fucked. So, we're gonna try. We're gonna try and use him leading some kind of OCTAGRAM team, and then we're going to attempt to have him lead whatever team and see how well that works. But I do have a healing charm on him. I couldn't really decide what else I wanted to put. This would just, make it so he heals 38% when you use him. They do take effect, separately though, so you'll get the 30% heal when you use them, and then after everything is said and done, you'll get another 8%. It's just their max HP, so it's still the same amount of healing. But like, I could give him skill points on orbs if I want to know what orb I'm running at the time, but I don't really know. He seems, do I want to say half built? I don't, initially looking at it, because I've only used him the once on stream and I've never touched him again until today, I wasn't terribly impressed. But let's see what we can get out of him and see if he is actually worth it or not. Alright, so I recorded a section using OCTAGRAM Rimuru and attempting to use OCTAGRAM Leon as the DPS unit, but I'm pretty sure that clip was ass. I might keep it in and the video might be like 40 minutes long, or I might take it out and we're going to do this instead. This is the team that I used in the stream, last week, where we actually bought Rimuru and tried him out for the first time with an OCTAGRAM team. So this on paper is not a bad team. We got Dark Valentine to buff the alts. We got Carrion for his orb changing and his crit damage. Rimuru for his orb changing. Milim as our primary DPS with her Pierce and Pierce power skill, so I mean that's fine. And then the hero's got the rewind and the crit, so I mean like Pierce, crit damage, alt damage, We get the permanent stacking attack buff on Rimuru. On paper, this is not a bad team, but it's gonna have a lot of flaws, so we're gonna try it out. And the biggest flaw that I have, which I was explaining in the Leon section, is that this team doesn't reset skill points, it doesn't enhance skill point gain on anything, it just gives you 30 skill points. But if you end up, using a bunch of orb changes to get nice blue hands, eventually those orb changes are going to cost like 100 points each, and at that point, your extra 30 points doesn't mean jack shit when both your orb changes cost 200 points. So, I guess, sorry? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send the one Carrion orb with this blue coming in next turn, and we will guarantee that we'll get a 6-hand of blues on turn 2. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna leave him up here, and then we'll bring Milim in for Rimuru since he has the most orbs. So Carrion's orb change, good. Whatever. Do this. We can't use Dark Val yet, but we'll use her next turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, okay. 64 points. We have double protection gauge. We're getting countered because why not? So, all the damage that we're going to take from this coming up turn, we're going to heal back, essentially, with Rimuru. Alright, he nerfed Valentine, that's fine. Carrion's taken a few hits, and we have... Okay, whatever. Alright. So, let's use Valentine's buff right now. We healed a little bit already on Carrion because of that skill. Let's bring... so Val comes in, she can change... Or no, Rimuru comes in, change those two. Which just leaves us with an orange and 2 greens, which we don't have enough points for. So I think we're just going to run it as is. Let's get everyone healed up. Actually, let's get a stack on the hero. I don't really care that Valentine's attack nerf, doesn't really matter. But we'll get 8% attack on Milim and Carrion as our single target DPS units. Everyone is done right there. What is the charm I have on him? Okay, extra healing. So, we could use this again, right? We could get 2 stacks of Rimuru, but you kind of want to plan ahead, and, we're going to take damage next turn too, and we're obviously not going to get a protector next turn, so I think it's more prudent that we just kind of live with it, and then wait for the damage to come in, and then healed it all back, and we didn't get any more blues again. So, alright. 1, 2... Alright, we don't really need to do it again. Let's send these, the greens. Maximum skill points now. I mean, what are we gonna get? A whole bunch of can't use them. Every time I want to do a showcase, this is how it ends. Okay. Okay, let's be real about it. Let's do... You come in for the hero. And we'll steal those. And then we can use both of these. There we go. Alright. Oh my god, we have points. And let's go ahead and bring Valentine back in for Rimuru. And we won't have enough because it doesn't reset. So we'll just go ahead and heal. We'll get the extra 8% now on Milim and Carrion. 35 points. Pop, 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 pop. This gets Milim's ult. Her attack nerf will leave next turn. This gets Carrion's ult, which is cool. We have another stack of Rimuru ready to go. We have enough points now to get the stack with Valentine, so that's 40% ult damage right there. Did I just get a hand of no blues? Again? Wow. Yeah, I totally did. Okay, well, let's get that. Let's, actually, we can hold both of these, can't we? Yeah, we can hold both of these, because this is attack on him and crit damage on him, on everyone, so cool. So the only thing we need now is the final stack of Valentine and then the hero buff. Okay, I mean, yeah, that works out, I guess. We'll bring you in for Milim, and we'll bring you in for Carrion. I could have used a stack on them. Hindsight's 2020. Let's get rid of... so how many points are we going to need? We're going to need... Okay, we're going to need... we're going to need 100 plus change. Alright. we're gonna need to go another turn. We need 65 more points. So, I'm trying to record here, and you're not helping. Sorry. Okay, so getting back on. Is that no more blues again? Fuck you. Oh, showcases are fun. All right. My train of thought has been just destroyed by my RNG for orbs. Alright, what was I talking about? This has worked out so far. This has actually been not a bad showing. When does she lose her physical resistance? 3 more turns, so turn 11 is what we're going to have to go to. So, I mean, we can hold off for that. We are going to have multiple points. Let's go ahead and send this. And go ahead and send the oranges. Because we need 65 plus 55, so that's 70. That's 120 points. So we would need 100 points plus, you know, double stack or, you know, just a double stack and change. Let's go ahead and do this because I want to be at max power for Milim to show off, and we have another turn to get there. This will. All right, that works. Cool. Now we could have been healing this entire time, right? We could have been healing and everyone could be nice and topped up and Reamer's doing 15 damage. That's incredible. Hopefully he doesn't die. Okay, good. And everyone has an orb. Alright, awesome. So let's get the final stack on. So that's 60% ult damage. Let's get Milim in here for Valentine. And then let's get Carrion in here for Rimuru. All our defenses should be gone. Yep, okay, so let's get 2 more stacks of attacks. So I think that's 4. 4 stacks on them each, or at least on Carrion and Milim. So what are we up to now? Let's get the crit buff. Milim's buff is an inferior version of the hero, so I'm not worried about it. Alright, so Milim is sitting at guaranteed pierce, 15% pierce power, 20% crit damage, attack by 61%. So, okay. Gotten a little bit extra there. And Carrion is at 46% with his crit damage. And then his own attack buff of 20%. And then we have the 60% alt buff down here. So, I mean, 11 turns. Was that the greatest thing in the world? No. Did it work? We're about to find out. So, pop, and we'll send these. And I think we'll kill Milim pretty easily. Carrion might actually kill by himself. Need it. 90k. Milim will do a little bit more than that because she's got the pierce buff going as well. 94k. A little bit more. 94k. Okay, so not mind-blowing damage, right? Coming off of the Fount of Wisdom and Hinata easily doing 2 million fucking numbers, right? Not the greatest. But it kind of worked. It went a lot better than the Light Leon one, so I'm going to just cut that out and we'll put this one in here. But that is, you know, maybe it's not the best stacking team, right? Rimuru is not built to permanently stack because he doesn't buff skill points, he doesn't raise skill cap, but he can keep you alive while incrementally helping you do more damage. So I guess he's good for like short-term events where you need HP, you can benefit from a little bit of buffs, but really you're looking at the healing and the skill point 30 points. I wouldn't really even bother with the 8%. It's just not big enough. It's not big enough for what you are thinking you want to do with it, because you look at this and be like, stack team. No. I didn't hit it here, but like you could have 100 skill point orb changes, and you're like, well, I'm fucked. Because I want to do this, but I need points to do this. I need the buff for this. And it's like, you don't have enough points, I'm sorry. So here is an example of it can work. And I'm not going to put the example of if it doesn't, because I'm sure you can imagine when it doesn't work. So let's move on to the next segment, which I'm pretty sure is Conquest, if I remember, because I recorded those parts like 2 hours ago. Okay, so let's say you're a relatively new player. And you were playing last month, you know, you got the Fount of Wisdom, you got Rimuru, and then you got Milim. So you got 2 water units. Water Rimuru's free, Velzard is general pool, Wind Milim's general pool. Like, just imagine with me, okay? And let's say you need to farm some fire cores because you think a fire team is coming next. I don't know, but we're gonna go into, you know, Conquest Ifrit, much lower tier difficulty. And yeah, my team is a little wanked out, and you'll have to forgive me. I can't de-level my units. But, you know, we'll see if a full water team with, you know, Wind Millum, who is one of the reroll targets on the tutorial multi, see if we can actually make this work. Rimuru will buff our attack little by little. He will keep us healed because, you know, if you're a new player, Ifrit does do quite a bit of damage to you, assuming that you don't have the best gear and the highest leveled of units. So, I mean, he might actually perform a little bit better than what we expect him to. So, turn 1, let's see, what orb? So we have Rimuru and we have Rimuru. So we're covered on orb changing, technically. So let's go ahead and do, actually, let's bring Water Rimuru out for, there we go. Well, EX Rimuru. Let's do this. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to do good damage, so here's an attack, AoE. Okay, it doesn't do that much, but, you know, run with it. We'll do this. We'll try and go for a full blue hand. Okay, yeah, we can do that now. Okay. Ouch. Perfect. So, Velzard, you can get out of here now. And then we'll use both the orb changes, so this one and this one. This will give us a full hand of blues. This will give us 2 stacks of Rimuru, so we can get ourselves healed up. We'll leave it as is right now. There we go. 65 points, 2 stacks of Rimuru, so we can heal up Velzard and all of our units here, because they're going to take another ult, so we can bring Velzard in next turn, get her the 38% heal twice, and we'll be nice and topped up, and we'll have an extra 16% attack to our books. Alright. I think it's better we use Rimuru now? Yes, because once we use Rimuru twice, there's so many Rimurus, we actually have enough points to get another full hand of orb changing. So let's get you out of here. Let's get the heals going. Alright. Ooh, yeah, that is nice right there. That heal was pretty nice. And I think we'll use it again. Just to get everybody topped up, get the extra 8% attack, and now we'll go ahead and send this. I mean, we're going to kill with normals, but I think we have a Rimuru ult now. 6,000 Millum on the 200% orb now does 14-2. Okay. Alright, we're getting good blue hands now. Alright. There's an attack. Here's a follow-up. So what we can do is we can use the physical attack buff, which is only going to affect him and Millum. But then we can use Rimuru again, give us another 8%. So what, 24% attack now for Rimuru? We're all healed up. We can use the Frostbite to increase the debuff on him up to 26%. And yeah, I think this will about do it now with this AoE. Just because Ifrit is not the tankiest thing in the world. He hits you quite hard for, you know, newer players. He doesn't have that much HP. 36.5, and then Velzard follows up 57. Okay, so I mean, maybe he is more built for short-term events that you need the healing, that the extra 8% attack is just kind of a nice, helpful serving of extra. You're really there to keep them alive and get those 30 points, so maybe you can use a few skills here and there and get things done quick. I think that would be a much better use of his skill set. Let's take him in a tower, actually. He might have some decent use in tower, keeping you alive. Okay, we're in tower, floor 43. We've got the challenges going to use nothing but a dark magic team. Alright, so normally he would run Veldora, and my Veldora is 120, so obviously I wouldn't really use anybody else. But, you know, we have orb changers. We can attempt to heal up the damage because we don't have a healer on this team. So maybe if we get some lucky, you know, shots, we could keep our team alive all the way to the end. I'm thinking this is probably his best use, is clearing tower. Maybe clearing the early floors of Crucible for newer players. I see the value of Rimuru for someone who is just starting the game and has some terrible luck with protectors. And you can't pull them, you're stuck with the 4 stars, you're stuck with the Soe, you're stuck with the Chloe, and okay, thanks for the greens, but no, oranges. But, you know, it takes a while to get 150 emblems. And if you're asking the correct question in the Discord or on the Reddit or on the channel, be like, what OCTAGRAM character should I go first? People are generally going to tell you probably Valentine. They're not going to tell you Rimuru. But if you need a protector and you choose Rimuru with your 150 emblems that took you a month and a half to save up, then you could maybe have a little bit easier time clearing some of the earlier game content like Tower. Early floors of Tower, and like Crucible, because Crucible has a lot of crystals and a lot of rewards in it for newer players, so that's pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and just send these oranges right now. We're going to leave the team because we have both our orb changers up front, and we'll just try and run it, unless they just die. Oh, perfect. Unless they just die. Which I think they might. So, orb change green buff? I mean, if we keep them alive, we'll have enough to get Rimuru, and we'll get enough to heal up, but I think they're just gonna bite it. Okay, we'd love to counter. And guard. Oh, he might actually live. Hold on. Hold on. That's why I sent Isis last. Never mind. Okay, well, we need a little bit stronger enemy. So let's get to an actual fight where they'll live. Hold on. Okay, so, I mean, we got lucky on turn 1 against, you know, a fairly weak enemy, but, you know, it can work, because we need to be topped up on HP right now, and he'll give us 30 skill points, which means that we can use, you know, some orb changing and some buffing, so, I mean, does it work? I mean, yes it does, so let's get the full hand of greens, because, you know, it's totally necessary to do that, but let's get ourselves topped up on HP. And there we go. I still have the heal charm on him, so now we are all ready to go. We'll use the green buff anyways, because, you know, why the hell not? And we'll kill this sad little water guy over here. And we'll move on. But now we are like halfway through the stage, and we are full HP still. We took damage earlier, right? And now we've healed it all back. I mean, I think this is going to be his main purpose at the end of the day. It's not on a stacking team. It's not to substitute like Light Shuna or Fount of Wisdom Diablo. I think it's just to get you a starting protector that is better than the old like 4-star ones that are in the general pool. You know, situationally, the Soe or Chloe might not be a good option for you, but Rimuru might be able to assist you with early game content because he does buff everybody, and that's the important part. Instead of buffing physical space or light and earth, you have one that is, you know, guaranteed to give you stats to all your team, however weak it is, whatever team comp it is everybody. So I guess that is, I think, is going to be his best case scenario. Let's go into this little red, you know, enemy over here after we're done with this square. Pierce resistance for earth, which doesn't matter. But we'll fight this one because this is the first red enemy that I have fought, so hopefully they'll tank a little bit better and we can actually make use of all his skills without having to work for it, I guess. I think I will take him into Valor Cup for funsies in his next video, because, you know, 8% attack, 30 points, but the healing could be okay if you, like, leave the heal charm on him. Or give him a different charm to buff orbs. We do have a lot of points to play with right now, so we can get a full hand of blues turn 1. So, I mean, we could do a lot as far as what charms I want to put on him. Okay, let's get rid of these oranges, because we can't really work with them. Mill him. Okay, you've replaced 3 oranges with 3 more, so thanks a bunch. God. Alright, funny. At least we're gonna last a little bit longer. Alright, cheeky counter, whatever. Alright, this hand looks pretty good. We can work with this hand. Okay, she's got 4 attacks. She's gonna hit us, but we can do this, we can do that. So full hand of greens should give us protection. Yeah, should. Without actually killing Millim. And then we'll heal back whatever damage she does with her ult and then the follow-up. Unless she Oh, unless she dies. Hold on. Okay, good. I actually want to take this hit. So, alright, she hits Rimuru for 6,000 damage. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 follow-up hits. So now, okay, we can do, you know, a nice orb change here to get us the full hand of greens. We're going to heal up, we're going to give us an attack buff, and we're going to give us enough points to use the alt buff. So there's the heal charm coming back in, and then we have now enough points for the alt buff, which is completely 100% overkill, but you know what, she hurt me, so I'm going to hurt her back even more. And there we go. You know, we took decent damage during that fight, and it's almost like it never happened. You know, we're not quite topped up, but we're not down to half HP on everybody anymore. And we were able to annihilate the Milim. So I think that is where we're gonna see his endgame usage, is tower challenges, because he's not restricted, right? He's an Octagram character, he's neutral, so you can use him on any team. So if your challenge is don't use earth units, or don't use everyone except dark or light, you can use him if you need it, because he doesn't discriminate. You can put him on any team and he'll heal you, and I mean, he should work okay if you have the team that can run it. But I think that's where we're going to end the video. I don't know where else I could much take him to try and make him look good. I think this is it. If you have a suggestion for me on a team to use Rimuru with, or a stage to beat something with, please put in the comments. I will attempt to make him look good. But yeah, there's the initial showing of Rimuru. Overall, I'd give him like a 3. A 3. Maybe a 4. Not much higher than that, though, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for me. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later.